You check your phone. You're the one who sent the first text, again. You're the one who suggested getting together, again. And as you wait for a reply that might be a maybe, or might just never come, you feel the familiar, sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach. You're the one who remembers their birthday. The one who sends a "How are you?" text after a week of radio silence. You're the one pulling out your calendar, trying to solve the puzzle of their schedule, always bending to make it work. You give and you give, watering a plant that just won't grow, hoping one day all that effort will come back to you. But what happens when you finally realize you're the only one holding the friendship together? It's not just disappointing, it's exhausting. And it's time for it to stop. If you feel like you're the only one who cares, it's because you probably are. And it's draining your energy, your confidence, and your time. Today, we're not just going to talk about that feeling. We're going to expose the toxic dynamic of one-sided friendships and figure out how to get your power back. So, how do you know for sure you're in a one-sided friendship and not just hitting a rough patch? How can you tell the difference between a friend who's genuinely busy and one who's just not invested? Let's walk through 5 of the most undeniable signs that you're the only one putting in the work. See how many of these feel a little too real. Sign 1. The planner's burden. Let's be honest. If you didn't make the plan, there would be no plan. This is the clearest and most frustrating sign of them all. You've become the designated planner, the social coordinator, the one carrying the entire mental load of keeping the connection alive. You're always the one suggesting a coffee date, a movie night, or even just a quick call. You're the one sending the follow-up text, "Hey, are we still good for Friday?" Because you know if you don't, the plan will just vanish. When they finally do respond, it's often with a non-committal, "We'll see," or they expect you to plan around their perfectly curated schedule with zero regard for yours. This isn't just someone being bad at planning, it's a total lack of initiative. It shows they're a passive passenger in this friendship, happy to come along for the ride as long as you do all the driving. After a while, that doesn't just feel unfair, it feels like you're constantly auditioning for a spot in their life. Sign 2. The crisis-only friend. Your phone buzzes, and you see their name. For a second, you feel a little flicker of hope, maybe this time is different. But then you open the message. They had a horrible day at work. They just got into a huge fight with their partner. They need advice, or a favor, or just a shoulder to cry on. They only show up when they need something. These friends are masters of the emotional drive-by. They use you as their personal 911 for life's dramas, but the second you're the one in a crisis, they go completely MIA. Your calls go to voicemail, your texts are left on read, and their support is nowhere to be found. Healthy friendships are a two-way street of support. In this dynamic, you're their on-call therapist, but you get absolutely nothing in return. It leaves you feeling used and, even worse, completely alone when you're the one who needs a friend. Sign 3. Your wins are minimized. This one is a little more subtle, but it can hurt the most. You share some good news, you got a promotion, you're excited about a new relationship, you hit a personal goal you've been working toward, and their reaction is lukewarm. At best. Instead of celebrating with you, they hit you with a flat, "Oh, that's cool," before immediately pivoting the conversation back to themselves. Sound familiar? A one-sided friend can't genuinely be happy for you because, on some level, your success feels like a threat or a spotlight on their own insecurities. They might offer backhanded compliments, "Wow, I'm surprised they gave it to you so soon," or even try to poke holes in your excitement. True friends are supposed to be your cheerleaders. They should be the first ones celebrating with you, not the ones subtly tearing you down. When someone consistently downplays your achievements, they're telling you that your growth makes them uncomfortable. Sign 4. The conversation is a monologue. Think about your last few conversations with this person. Who did most of the talking? In a one-sided friendship, the conversation is almost always a monologue starring them. They'll go on and on about their problems, their day, their opinions, but the moment it's your turn to share, their eyes glaze over. They'll interrupt you, start scrolling through their phone, or use your story as a springboard to talk more about themselves with that classic line, "Oh, that reminds me of this one time You walk away from these interactions feeling totally unheard and invisible. You just gave them a listening ear and thoughtful engagement, but you got nothing back. That's not a conversation. You were just an audience. And when you're constantly playing the part of the devoted listener with no reciprocity, the friendship becomes an emotional black hole. Sign 5. That gut feeling of dread. This is the last and most important sign because it comes directly from you. How do you really feel right before you're supposed to see them? Is it genuine excitement, or is it a quiet sense of dread? And when they cancel plans, what's your first reaction? Is it disappointment, or a secret wave of relief? Your body knows the truth. Toxic, one-sided friendships leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, and drained. You might find yourself walking on eggshells, carefully choosing your words to avoid a negative reaction or just to keep the peace. That feeling of being on edge is a massive red flag that the relationship doesn't feel safe. Friendships should be a source of energy and joy, not stress and irritation. Your intuition is your best guide. If your gut keeps telling you a friendship feels bad, it's time to listen. Often, the fact that you're even asking the question is the answer itself. If you found yourself nodding along to these signs, know that you're not alone. And it's a clear signal that it's time for a change. If you saw your friendship in those signs, don't feel discouraged. Feel empowered. This isn't a moment of loss, it's a moment of clarity. This is the moment you stop pouring your energy into a bucket with a hole in it and start redirecting that energy back to yourself. This isn't about being cruel or ghosting someone, it's about finally honoring your own needs. Here's how to start. The first step happens entirely within you. You need to conduct an energy audit. For a long time now, you've been over-investing, making constant deposits into a friendship bank account while they only make withdrawals. The new goal is simple: match their energy. This means you stop being the initiator by default. If they send a one-word text, you don't fire back with 3 paragraphs. If they take 3 days to reply, you are under no obligation to reply in 3 minutes. This isn't about playing games, it's about protecting your peace. Think of it this way: you wouldn't keep watering a plant that's already dead. You're not punishing the plant, you're just conserving your water. By matching their level of effort, you're simply responding to the reality of the friendship as it is, not as you wish it would be. This is the first and most powerful step in taking your control back. Instead of gearing up for a big, dramatic confrontation, try setting a quiet boundary. For the next 2 weeks, make a conscious choice not to initiate any contact. Don't send the first text. Don't suggest weekend plans. Don't send that funny meme. Just wait. This little experiment isn't meant to be passive-aggressive or to test them. It's designed to give you information. Their response, or more likely, their lack of one, is the answer you've been looking for all along. If days turn into weeks without a word, you have your answer about the true state of the friendship. If they do reach out, confused about why they haven't heard from you, it could open the door for a real conversation. But more often than not, the silence that follows is the loudest confirmation you'll ever get. It proves the friendship was being held up entirely by your efforts. This step is for the friendships you think might be worth saving, or for when the other person actually asks why you've been so distant. Having a direct conversation can feel terrifying, but it's an act of respect, for yourself and for them. The key is to use the "I feel when I need" formula. It keeps the focus on your experience instead of making them feel attacked. For example, instead of "You never text me first," you could say, "I feel pretty lonely and drained when I'm always the one to initiate our plans. I really value our friendship, and for it to feel sustainable for me, I need it to feel more reciprocal." This isn't an attack, it's an invitation. You're just sharing your feelings and stating a need. A true friend, even one who was just oblivious, will probably respond with curiosity and care. They might not have even realized the imbalance. But if they get defensive, dismiss your feelings, or try to make you feel guilty for even bringing it up, well, that's also a crystal clear answer. It shows you they aren't willing or able to meet you halfway, and you can move on knowing you spoke your truth with integrity. Letting go of being the one who always cares more is not an act of giving up. It is an act of profound self-respect. It's you finally admitting that you deserve to receive the same energy you give out. True friendships are supposed to energize you, not deplete you. They should make you feel seen, valued, and supported. By taking a step back from the relationships that drain you, you're not creating a void, you're creating space. You're making room for the people who will be excited to meet you halfway, who will text you first just to say hi, and who will celebrate your wins like they're their own. You deserve friendships where the care is mutual. Don't settle for anything less. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. What's one step you're going to take this week to start reclaiming your energy? Your experience could be exactly what someone else needs to read today.